Let's get up in this, man. Let's get all the messages popping. Let's talk boxing. Let's catch up. Let's do all of the above. But before I do any of that, let me make some minor adjustments. You know what I'm saying, y'all? Make it look more legit. What is going on? It is your boy Martine, aka the Boxing Purist. Welcome to the Truth and Absolute channel, where I speak the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me good God Almighty. That three-piece, baby. You already know what it is. It's kind of late right now. See who we get in here tonight. Lemon, what's good, bro? Servicero, what's happening? It's been a minute. Y'all, give me a second. I'm going to go blow my nose. Eddie, what's happening, good sir? Hey, yo, fellas, damn it, Aztec, really? Hey, yo, Aztec, every time I see you in the comment section, bro, that's the first thing that comes to my mind every single time, bro. I read your comment and I'm like, and I laugh, you know what I'm saying? It's been way too long, Lemon. Hey, yo, fellas, I actually jumped up on IBFP's live earlier just for a little bit, man, but it wasn't so much that there was so many people in there. What's going on, my man? Salute, Facts. It wasn't that much that there was so much people in there, bro. It's just that the sound was completely off. I don't know how you guys could hear it in the chat, but for me, being in that video and the live, it was like everyone was speaking over each other, which is totally fine. That's what I wanted to do. But on top of that, it was everybody's echo. So, bro, you ever seen the movie when somebody is just in their head and they're hearing demons talk from all angles? That's exactly what it was like, bro. Like, even when I would say something, I'd hear myself afterwards. It just got way too hard. We're going to get together again, though, man. We're definitely going to get together again, man. He hit me up. I told him on Friday I'm going to be free. So, God willing, I hop on there on Friday, man. Make sure that y'all check it out. I don't know what time exactly, but the plan is to go on there. Oh, okay, Servicero. I think you said what's up in the chat, if I'm not mistaken, bro. You and Body Bags, I believe it was, man. How's everybody been, though, man? Before we get into it, man, let's let a few more people jump in here, and we're going to talk about who shall be the next face of boxing. Yeah, Lemon, that's what I heard, that his lives are normally pretty intense, bro. That's what I heard. Which are cool. They're a lot of fun. I mean, you get some good speakers in the videos and all that kind of stuff, but I think it was on my end, bro, because I don't got a microphone. So I think that's why, to me, everything was an echo, bro. It sounded like 30 people going at it, and it wasn't that many people. You know what I'm saying? A good crowd, though. Definitely a good crowd in there. Hopefully next time I could get up in there, yo. Yeah, make sure you hit that like button for your boy. If you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So what do y'all think about the event that's going to go on in Times Square, that it's an invite event only, which means you have to be invited? I'm curious to see who's going to be invited to that event in Times Square, because obviously it's going to be nothing but high profile people. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of weird. I don't know. I get it because it's such a high dollar event, but at the same time, I don't get it because it's like, okay, it's to bring boxing back. Now, I'm grateful I'm going to be able to see it on the TV, but how are you making your money on it if it's invite only? I don't get it. I really don't. I keep throwing the number $100 million is what it's going to take to put the whole thing together for that one night. Now, if it's invite only, and I don't know, you know, I'm not a celebrity, a rich celebrity. If it's invite only, do the people you invite still have to pay for their ticket, or you just invite them and then they could just come in no matter what? Because you better believe that there's going to be people trying to go to that event anyways. There's going to be vendors. There's going to be all kinds of stuff going in there anyway. You know what I mean? I want to see how much it's going to, let me see. Yeah, a lot of big names on that card, Lemon. That's why I don't get how it's going to work out. I don't know how it's going to pop off. I'm excited for the event. My thing is, how are you going to make money off of that? Servicero, I feel that, man. But in my personal take, man, I think the one that's going to be next, not having nothing to do with boxing or anything like that. Let me see. I'll get into that, Servicero. I'll get right back to you. You know what, Lemon? I'm going to disagree, my brother. I think that And one ballers. Oh yeah, I saw you. Yo, bro. I was telling the fellas earlier, man. When I was on there, I didn't have a microphone, earphones, or nothing, right? So I think it was like 8, 9 of us on there, right? When we were trying to chop it up. But for me, bro, it sounded like 30 people because I don't know how you guys heard it, but for me, every single thing was an echo, bro. So it sounded like 30 people speaking, speaking, speaking. Even when I would try to say something, I would hear an echo, bro. And I was just like, you know what? Right now, I don't know what's going on with the what am I trying to say? I don't know what's going on with the sound. I don't know what's going on with none of that. So I had to hop off there, man. But he actually messaged me earlier, man. We're gonna try to get on Friday. So yeah, he was mad cool though, man. He introduced me cool, said he was a fan and all that. It was pretty damn cool how he introduced me. Much love to IBFP for sure. Said we settled, or my bad, Lemon. Going back to that, I think that Turkey thought it through completely, bro. And this is my thing about it. Like I said before on the live, man, I know that I would love to think that Turkey is a boxing fan and he's just doing whatever he can to bring boxing back to life, to make it a sport that it once was, that a lot of it when we fell in love with it was, right? But a lot of these things don't add up because even if you're trying to bring something back, you got to get something in return. You're not going to invest millions and millions of dollars. You know, that Riyadh card, what was it called? The Last Crescendo. It said that it only did about 340 to 360,000 pay-per-view buys. Now at $26, that many buys, you got to figure by the time he paid all the guys off, and it was held in a very small arena in Saudi, very small arena. It only housed about 7,000 people intentionally, right? As stacked and amazing as that card was, it only did $50,000, I mean, buys in total. They had to have lost money. They had to have lost money. You know what I'm saying? So let me see. Yeah, so I really don't get it. Because again, and even this event, like I keep saying, $100 million, you got all these guys on there and it's an invite event only. You're not going to make your money back. You know what I'm saying? So this is the part where it gets a little bit tricky for me, man, because I don't remember another boxing event being an invite only event. I don't remember it being just, it's obviously going to be high profile people. Now, I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way, but what are we going to see around the boxing ring? Is it going to be a whole bunch of people from Saudi? Is it going to be a whole bunch of people with turbans and all this kind of stuff? You know what I'm saying? On their head, which is totally fine. But this is kind of what I was kind of sketchy about Turkey in the first place. This is an invite-only event, and whatever, we get to watch it on TV. There's just something sketchy about all this, man. I don't know. JJVF, we're talking who is going to be the next face of boxing after Canelo retires. Lemon, that's what I'm saying, bro. How are you making your money back? You always got to think about the money and things like this because Joaquin, what's good, bro? Rick Fonseca, what's going on, bro? Yeah, I had to dip out of there early, man. I was telling the guys, Rick, that I didn't have a microphone. Yeah, I work tomorrow, bro, but it's all right. I had to get on here. At least for a little while. And IBFP's thing, man, I didn't have earbuds. I didn't have a microphone. I was not ready. I literally got a message from another guy that commented, and he's like, you should collab with IBFP. And I said, I will. That same dude commented right back. He's like, yo, I told him. He said to jump on the live. He sent me the invite, and I did. But the sound was crazy, bro. I'm talking everyone that you guys heard speaking on there, I heard double that. I think there was like 9 dudes on there. I heard double, and you heard talking over each other. There was no way I was going to get a word in. The sound on my end must have been screwed up is what it was. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it was. But I chatted up with him, so we should be trying to do a live on Friday together. We're going to try it again. Yeah, I saw that. The Tank fanboy was definitely getting cooked, man. That body bags, whatever they do on there. Honestly, if Ryan doesn't lose his mind, he's a strong contender. I think it's going to be Ryan Garcia. Today I was looking at some highlights from Ryan Garcia a little bit earlier when I was putting together that Clarissa Shields video. And that is exactly what I'm reminded what gets people about Ryan Garcia. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of people follow Ryan Garcia because of his social media, his endorsements. The kid is bigger outside of boxing than he's in boxing, right? But when Ryan Garcia fights, he definitely holds that suspense, kind of like in a movie. He has you, in the movies when somebody's going to pop out of anywhere, right? You kind of see it, someone's hiding in the closet, somebody's hiding behind the couch. It's a scary movie, the suspense, the music is in the background, and then boom, they pop out. Ryan Garcia kind of gives you that feel when he's inside the ring, and that's what hit me today. And guess what? That's the kind of stuff that the casual boxing fan is going to tune in to see, because Ryan Garcia definitely holds that. The way that he throws shots, the way that he does all that kind of stuff, he could end a fight at any moment. And I think that is what it is about Ryan Garcia that is ultimately going to make him the face. Now, remind you guys, the face of boxing is not always the number one pound for pound fighter in the sport. He just happens to be the face of boxing. And I think that's where a lot of people get it twisted when you say Ryan's up next, he's going to pick up the torch after Canelo. I think that's where people get it twisted, because they're hearing, oh, he's not a pound for pound. What are you talking about? This and that. Has nothing to do with that. Are you going to fill the stadiums? Are people going to pay to watch you? When they talk boxing, is your name going to be tied to just the name of boxing? That is ultimately what makes it. Mars Boxeo, Ryan has the social media popularity to be. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, and that's exactly how it goes in the sport, y'all. It doesn't take for you to be the number one guy, the best boxer in the game, for you to be the face of boxing. There's been plenty of times where the best boxer in the sport is not the face of boxing. Actually, it happens more often than none, right? I mean, as far back as I could remember. So, like, check this out. If you're a casual boxing fan, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but this is kind of how you saw the baton being handed over since I could remember, okay? If I go way, way, way back, as far as I could remember, let's talk about mid-90s or so. In my head, first of all, I think about Chavez and Mike Tyson around the same time. Macho Camacho, we watched him in our house as well, but I wouldn't say that he was the face at that time. He was entertaining, modern day Teofimo Lopez, right? So it went from like Chavez, Tyson, and then it went to Oscar De La Hoya. De La Hoya held it for a long time, and there was names that came up after De La Hoya that were in the mix. The Sugar Shane Mosleys, who else was in there that, and what I'm talking about, guys, is people that people are going to pay to watch. They're going to make an event out of it, right? There was Oscar De La Hoya. After Oscar De La Hoya, I mean, there was people that had their runs as well. There was Trinidad. There was Bernard Hopkins. Like I said, Sugar Shane Mosley. There was other people that were around at the same time. But don't forget, during all these fighters that are naming, there was still James Toney. There was still Roy Jones Jr. Floyd Mayweather Jr. was on the come up at that time, doing great things in the sport of boxing, but they were never really the face of boxing. They were never really that guy. After Floyd Mayweather fought Oscar De La Hoya, even after that, it still didn't spring him up into the most popular fighter until he adopted the Money nickname and he made himself a villain in the sport of boxing. He became the face that way. Right? And then at the same time as Floyd Money Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao was there. Now, I don't want to say who sold more. I want to say the most popular of the two, the more liked fighter was definitely Manny Pacquiao. The bigger star was probably Floyd Mayweather, but those two were like neck and neck the whole time. Obviously, out of those two came Canelo Alvarez, and it's pretty much been the Canelo Alvarez show ever since. You know what I mean? Carlos, what's going on? Miguel Cotto, you're right. Do I think if Canelo beat Floyd, he would have become the face sooner? I'm going to say yeah. And only for the fact at that time, JJVF, only because at that time there was so many people that wanted Floyd Mayweather to lose that I think that's what would have gave it to him. Let me see, Jimmy, I think we still don't have the next face of boxing. He hasn't appeared yet. We're just going to have someone in transition while the real face of boxing appears. Maybe so, man, maybe so. But I would definitely say Ryan Garcia is the best candidate as of right now. Carlos, tornado warning. Where you at, bro? Damn, that's kind of scary, brother. Oh, my gosh. Well, God bless y'all, man. Y'all be safe, man. Yeah, so there was plenty of names in that, like they mentioned. There was Miguel Cotto. I mean, in that whole era, there was a lot of good fighters, man. Vernon Forrest, Winky Wright. There was a lot of people that had their shine, but the Mexican G was good, bro. But there's a lot of people that we as boxing fans, we know all of these guys, right? We could name them. There was a lot of good fighters. I mean, Jermaine Taylor's, the Kelly Pavliks, like I said, the Winky Wrights of the game, Antonio. There was so many fighters at the time. In the heavyweight division, don't y'all forget that the heavyweight division was pretty much dead for a very long time because it was only the Klitschko's. It was only the Klitschko's that they were just dominating the sport at that time. It wasn't interesting because they wouldn't fight each other, which is respectable, but heavyweight division was like non-existent, right? Then obviously, like I said, Canelo came in, and ever since then, there's other names that people watch. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, in modern day, we got a whole new heavyweight crowd. We got, the Tank Davises, the Ryan Garcias. We got a lot of people now that they're watching. And then, after that, for a minute there, there was the Victor Ortiz. We've seen a lot of fighters, but to say the face of boxing comes with a big, big responsibility. Let me see. Who would be the ultimate face of boxing in history? NBA has Michael. Football has Tom Brady. Oh, shoot. Jimmy, that's a great question. That's a really good question. Like, if I was going to tie a face to boxing, y'all may disagree with this, and I'm not saying he's the best, but I'm going to keep it real with y'all. Damn, man, that's a tough one. I may even have to say Iron Mike Tyson. Ali or Mike Tyson, one of the two. One of the two. Ali or Sugar Ray Leonard. Okay. The reason I say Iron Mike, man, because in the 90s, it was Iron Mike, bro. You know what I'm saying? Iron Mike was just that guy. He was the boogeyman. He was the scary guy. The same effect, man, the same effect. He could stop a fight at any moment, He said, thanks, I got the good questions. That was a really good question. Yeah, man, so I'm thinking Ryan Garcia, guys. I'm thinking Ryan Garcia. If the kid stays focused, I'm thinking Ryan. Definitely, man. Who are you guys thinking out of the people that we have right now? Ali for his accomplishment. Hey, yo, Mars, Boseo, thank you for the super chat, my brother. I appreciate you, good sir. Thank you. Thoughts on PBC Top Rank partnership? You know what? Drew Valens, I agree. Mars Boseo, this was kind of I'm not going to say I saw this coming. What I am going to say is that it makes sense, though, because PBC needs to do something. PBC needs to do something because PBC is in the hole right now. They're in the hole right now for so much money that they got to make things interesting. Now, I think Top Rank has worked with Turkish Al Sheikh and all of them, right? I think they've worked together. But at this point, they got to come together. They got to do something. They got to put fights together because they got to partner up and do something, man. So I think that it makes perfect sense as of right now for them to have come together, man. Al Heyman, Bob Arum. Hopefully, it makes a lot of sense in the time to come. You know what I'm saying? Y'all listen to Pancho Villa, man. Listen to Pancho Villa. Hit that like button. It helps this live go round and round and round. JJVF, I was trying to remember what fighters Top Rank has. Is Xander Zayas with Top Rank or no? I'm trying to think. Charlo and Plant should fight. I'm tired of them setting fight up. His Plant gonna get rusty, and so is Charlo. The Charlos, I'm scared for them in general, yo. The Charlos, I'm Jamal. I don't even know if he's, or not Jamal, Jamel. I don't even know if he's gonna be at this next fight, to be honest with you. She said they ducking Plant. No, hey, yo, Pancho Villa, they can't go up against him, man, but they could stay afloat for a little bit. Yes, Beterbiev is a top-ranked fighter. Benavidez, hey, yo, Benavidez. Yes, Zayas. Yeah, Xander is with Top Rank. Okay, so yeah, see, there's a few names out there for sure. Keyshawn Everett. Oh wow, actually, my man right here named him all. That's pretty good. I really don't rock with Turkey. I feel you on that, Pancho, man. We'll see what happens with Benavidez, man. It's such a controversial topic to bring up Benavidez right now, and I get it. I get it that he became the mandatory for Bivol. Unfortunately, there's boxing politics with the Turkish Al-Sheikh in the game. He's the heavy hitter. He's the one with the large pocketbook. He's the one that people are going to watch. The attention is on him and whatever he does right now in the sport. But again, y'all, listen. Benavidez just fought, what was it? The end of February, right? So we're closing in on a couple of months since that fight. It'd be very smart for him to fight anybody. Do not wait. Do not let months and months pass by. If I'm Benavidez, fight someone, anyone, Callum Smith, anyone. Just get in that ring for your own good. You know what I mean? That's just what I think, But I mean, you know what, man? I'm not going to put it all on Benavidez, man. It's just the PBC way, man. They moved Tank Davis very similar. The thing with Inoue, man, he's kind of in his own world right now, Carlos Hernandez, what do you think of Canelo saying Benavidez has not accomplished anything? Well, I would love to see Canelo do an interview about Benavidez in Spanish, Carlos. And the reason I'm saying that, man, is because like one of y'all brought up in my comments and it made perfect sense. It's like when Caleb Plant called Canelo Alvarez a mother, you know what? And Canelo took it as like, you said what about my mama? And they ended up getting into that little scuffle. So Canelo says certain things, man, that in English, it's not meaning what he's trying to say in Spanish. Obviously, he cannot say that David has not accomplished anything because that's not true. David has had accomplishments in the game. Now, if Canelo wants to say that David hasn't reached that elite status yet, that's a fair claim. If he wants to say that as far as legacy goes, y'all, not flexing, legacy goes, that he won't add nothing to his resume, you could say that. To say he hasn't accomplished anything, I think that's one of those things where Canelo, he's just kind of, English is not his first language. English is not his first language. And like I'm going to keep saying, man, obviously I've had the discussion many times. It's a flex in my opinion. It's nothing but a flex. I mean, we could call it petty on Canelo's side. We could call it him being a diva on his side. We could call it whatever we want. And obviously it's a fight that us, the boxing fans, definitely want to see Canelo versus Benavidez, right? Canelo could have anybody inside that ring. We're just going to say it like that. Again, I just think, and this is another part that people get confused, man. And what's up, Body Bags? I saw you earlier, man. This is another thing that people get confused on this certain topic, man, is that everyone talks about the trash talking. But when you try to flex on the A side, on the face of boxing, when you said that you sent him an offer, when you saying that he's scared that you're going to take his fan base, it's just going to rub people the wrong way. Canelo is not from the United States of America. We have a culture here that we hear that kind of stuff and we thinking, no, we're going to back it up. We're going to do something about it. Let's meet in the schoolyard. That's how we look at everything. We have got to understand that Canelo was raised a whole lot different. He was raised a whole lot different. Canelo is raised in the sense, and this is what I get from him, how he carries himself and how he's carried himself as a very young age, because the kid's been mature for the kid. He's 30-some years old. He's always been a very mature individual. When you're talking like that, in his eyes, he's thinking, I'm not going to give you the exposure and I'm not going to give you the payday if you keep running your mouth that way. You know what I'm saying? That's my take on it. Again, I'm not taking away from David Benavidez, and I wish people would stop thinking that, because I honestly think that he could do great things in the sport of boxing still. He's young enough, has the size, has the skills. He has that open road that he says he wants to create. But as of right now, he's somewhat capitalizing on it because he fought David Morrell, and we got to applaud the fact that he fought David Morrell and he beat David Morrell. Let's drop that one. But there's plenty of space right now. There's plenty of room for him to create his own path like every great fighter has done before him, and he's just not doing it yet. Callum Smith, all these guys force the fight to happen. I get it. We don't live in a perfect world, but he's the mandatory. But he's up next. Listen, I get it. I get it. The world is not fair. The world is not perfect. Force them shits into existence. Force those fights to happen. Get in the ring and start beating all these dudes. Just don't. And listen, this is where I think PBC has a lot to do with it. They have a lot to do with it, right? Because what I get from that dude Samson is that they were trying to almost A-side Dimitri Bivol. They were almost trying to A-side Dimitri Bivol. And I'm saying they as the team, okay? I'm taking Benavidez out of this. I'm not trying to hurt no one's feelings. It seems like that's what he was trying to do. They were trying to fight him in the States. They were trying to do it in Las Vegas. They were trying to do it on their terms. That's not going to happen when you got Turkish Al-Sheikh there with the big pocketbook. And not only that, they got a potential trilogy. How often do we get a trilogy of that caliber like Dimitri Bivol versus Artur Beterbiev? It's going to be... Again, man, I see a lot of potential, man. I just don't, God willing, and I totally mean this, right? I totally mean this. I just hope that he doesn't make the mistake of Demetrius Andrade and wait so long for these fights to happen, the big fights to happen. He deserves it. We could go on and on about that, absolutely. But if you're not getting it, you're not going to sit around and wait. Facts only, yeah, bro. But dog, he lost to Artur Beterbiev and Canelo, bro. Come on now. Why do you think Drew Valens, why do you think Bud is choosing not to fight anyone before the Canelo fight? Do you think it will affect his performance? Yeah, it absolutely will affect his performance. If you ask me, Drew won because obviously, you should have taken another fight at least at 160 before going to 168. That's one. Number two, you got to stay sharp. You're going up against Canelo. Now, maybe it's because he's putting on the weight. Maybe it's because he's focused on getting in that kind of fighting shape. Maybe that's what he's doing. I don't think it's a smart move. He's not a spring chicken. He's 38 years old, gonna get in there with a Canelo Alvarez. Yeah, Callum Smith is still, that's a really good fight for David Benavidez, bro. Let's not forget, David only has 2 fights at 175. I think Callum Smith, Anthony Yarde, hell, Joseph Smith, if he's still fighting, I think all of those are great fights for David Benavidez, man. It's not taken away from him. He could deserve all the things in the world. But if you're not getting those fights, then just push for the bigger fights. Stay busy inside that ring. Use your time wisely. Carlos Hernandez, you can call me a hater if you want, but the Crawford resume to me make me, Carlos, that's a very interesting topic I made a video about, man. And only because Terence Crawford, how he was talking about Spence. Now, mind you, I'm a bigger fan of Crawford than I am Spence. I picked Crawford to beat Spence. But to down talk him the way that he did, now, again, there's certain things that you could argue about what he was saying, whatever, but that's literally the fight that made Terence Crawford. A lot of people like myself, and I'll be honest about this, I've given Terence Crawford flowers based on potential rather than accomplishments, right? But toe-to-toe, what up? But when you look at his resume, he has decent wins. The first guy to beat Gamboa, Victor Postel, Hank Lundy. Obviously, by the time he fought Kell Brook and Amir Khan, they weren't in their prime anymore. But, he has decent names on there. He's done some things, but Spence is by far the best fighter on his resume. So to downplay him, it's not a good thing. Pounds, what's going on? Salute, brother. Spence has a better resume than Crawford. Yeah, I would definitely have to agree. I would definitely have to agree. They shared the same opponents in a lot of the times, but when Spence fought them, he fought those guys in the, I would say in the prime of their careers. It's just style thing when it comes to Spence and Terence Crawford. It's a complete style thing. To why I think that Bud beats him before and after the accident, it's all styles, if you ask me. Man, so do y'all think that Terence Crawford continues to fight after the Canelo fight? What do you guys think? Do you think that Terence Crawford retires after that? It's going to be hard for him to go back down in weight at that point. I don't see Crawford looking to fight a Virgil Ortiz. I don't see him wanting to fight Jerome Boots Ennis. I don't see him wanting to fight any of these guys, really. Toe to toe. I'm a Bud fan, brother. I'm a Bud fan for sure. Jermell, who knows, man? Who knows? You really never know with the Charlo brothers, man. We haven't seen Charlo fight since, was it Jermell? Yeah, Jermell fight since Canelo. Canelo is going to retire Bud. That's going to be interesting in that ring. It's going to be very interesting in that ring, man. And guess what? September is coming up closely. Before you know it, yo, it's here. Let's see. I know Jamal and Plant are fighting on the same card. If I'm not mistaken, Jamal is going to be on Caleb Plant's undercard. I want to see Edgar Berlanga get in the ring with Caleb Plant is what I want to see. Turkey is going to be for the Yeah, man, it's an undercard thing, man. You know what, though? I am going to say this, though, man. Edgar Berlanga, how he said he wants to fight Jaime Munguia before he fights Caleb Plant or whatever way he said it. It does make sense because how Edgar Berlanga is looking at it, it's a bigger event to make a fight against a Jaime Munguia than a Caleb Plant. And also, you better believe that Edgar Berlanga is also looking at the fact that Jaime Munguia just got knocked out. I think he's going to avenge his loss coming up here in May. I think he's going to do better against Sarase. But, and he's obviously looking at it as an advantage. But I see why he wants to make that event. Yeah, it's a bigger money thing right now. After Canelo takes out Bud, what will be the excuses? Drew, you better believe there's going to be all kinds of excuses, bro. Eddie said, quit hyping up Berlanga. Well, Eddie, what I'm saying, bro, is that he's going to want to fight Munguia first because it's a bigger event. Let's say that he fights Caleb Plant and loses to Caleb Plant. He loses a little bit of attraction that he caught simply by surviving Canelo, to where a fight with Munguia isn't as interesting. Now, if he fights Munguia first, he still has that hype from coming off of the fight with Canelo, in which Edgar Berlanga's eyes, he did good. He loses to all of them. Man, we shall see, man. We shall see. Canelo should go against before. Hey, so what did y'all think about the back and forth? I haven't been here in a minute. What did y'all think about the back and forth between Bill Haney and Gabe Rosado, my man Gabe Rosado? A flex to say I survived Canelo. Hey, man, he felt like he deserved the rematch. You saw. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I didn't think there was nothing wrong with what Gabe said. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's nothing wrong with what Gabe said. And, Bill Haney and LeBron James must have each other like on the speed dial with the way that they jump out like that. Because to me, somebody saying, I think Devin Haney should have chose someone different than Jose Ramirez. That's like, dude, that's what's wrong with saying that. That's not hating. You're just keeping it real. Your son just got his butt whooped. He just got his butt whooped. And now you throw him in there with another tough guy that could potentially do the same thing. I don't think there was any hating involved in that, if you ask me. And this is my thing with Bill Haney, man, because he comes out, right, and he right away makes assumptions, oh, the Latino fan base is cheering on a steroid guy and this and that. In LA, oh, this crowd is predominantly Latino, this and this and that. And then I'm thinking, yo, Bill, where was your son's first professional fights at? In Mexico? And there was not people there cheering him on. Did your son not come out with a Mexican flag when he fought Ryan Garcia? And all of a sudden now you want to point a finger at them? It's people from all ethnic backgrounds criticizing, not hating Devin Haney, but criticizing him because Bill doesn't get it through his head. He does not get it through his head. Charleston White went off on him too. He does not get it through his head that we have always seen in the sport of boxing. Look at Miguel Cotto against Antonio Margarito. Miguel Cotto got the brakes beat off of him because Margarito had loaded gloves. And what did Miguel Cotto do? Okay, when the evidence was clearly there in those pictures that he was showing when the Gauss ripped, when it was obviously some sort of plaster, what did he do instead? Instead, he said, let's do it again. I'm going to get a new trainer. We're going to get in the ring and we're going to do it again. And he got his vengeance. He left no stone unturned. He did none of that. He made it nice and clear. I'm better than this guy. And that's exactly what he did against Margarito. What does Devin Haney and Bill Haney do? They say, we're going to make an example out of you, Ryan Garcia. And it backfired. It backfired. Absolutely, absolutely. Anybody thinking Jose will beat Devin is just hating on Devin. Let's keep it. Well, toe to toe, man. This is my thing about it, bro. Is so toe to toe. If this was Devin Haney before Ryan Garcia, I would hands down say that Devin is gonna get him. I would definitely say that Devin is gonna get him outside of everybody, being there with the puncher's chance. But you gotta remember, man, that it's not the same Devin Haney before he fought Ryan Garcia. At least we're assuming it's not gonna be. He took a beating from this guy. And now, toe to toe, I'm sure you've been watching boxing for a minute, man. The beating that he took, it reminds me of Fernando Vargas versus Tito Trinidad. It reminds me of Keith Thurman against Manny Pacquiao. It reminds me of one of those fights that they were not the same fighter after that. Now, Devin Haney going up against a guy like Jose Ramirez that is actually a puncher that could throw a left hook that's coming in there to win, right? That's supposed to be technically a stay busy fight until he gets the big fight against Ryan in October. It's a dangerous fight, bro. It's a dangerous, excuse me. Like Eddie's saying, it's the mental part that people are knocking. We're not talking skills here. His fight, you just look at the rounds where he didn't get dropped. He won all those rounds. But you got to remember, though, man, but this is after all of that, bro. This is after all the left hooks. In that fight, he still had the adrenaline going. He had all that. Chewy, what up? And he did finish the fight. Amen to that. Big ups to Devin Haney for that. But now he's going up against a dude that's ready to go for the kill, my man. Yeah, it's one of those things, bro. The big picture is we don't know how Devin Haney is going to look after that fight with Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? And, bro, he's going up to 47 at this fight. He's going up to 147. Let's look at that, too. Y'all, give me a second. I'm going to get some more drink, man. I agree. I agree. Devin has been Devin has been really big, bro. He weighed like 165 when he fought Regis Prograis at a weight limit of, I think it was 135, if I'm not mistaken, when he fought Regis. So, I mean, the real talk has been, it's been kind of a weight bully. It's been kind of a weight bully thing. So at 47, now you got to figure, how is his pop? Devin doesn't have a punch to begin with. So how is he going to do going up to 147? No, hey man, hey, yo, you're welcome to have an opinion, bro. I just don't think it's out of hating that people are thinking that Devin is gonna. Is at least me, bro. I haven't had one conversation where people are saying Devin's gonna go in there and get knocked out. But I think it's a real fair opinion when people are saying this is a dangerous fight for Devin Haney. They could have picked anybody else for Devin Haney to fight for a stay busy fight. Now, I get it that they wanted to make an event out of it and all that, but you know, they could have chosen somebody else. You know, and let's not forget, bro, both of them, both Ryan and Devin Haney has been out the ring for a year now. Yeah, that's I think that's what people are looking at, man. It's real talk, man. I mean, the real fight is between Devin and Ryan, right? That's all. That's the ultimate goal. I mean, for this whole event. Anyway, gentlemen, I'm gonna wrap it up because it's past my bedtime. Y'all already know I got that early shift tomorrow, man. But thank you everybody that stopped by. If you weren't subscribed, I hope that you're subscribed now. I had a good time. It's been way, way too long. I have more content coming out tomorrow. And remember, man, I'll confirm, but I should be going on with IBFP on Friday. So definitely look for us there, man. But y'all have a good one. God bless y'all. Have a good night. Much love to y'all, man. Y'all stay up. Peace.